NRL. They've contested some classic tussles across the decades, these two clubs, especially when Andrew and Brad were going at it in their pomp. We're underway for Thursday night footy. Beautiful conditions at McDonald Jones Stadium, and the Roosters depleted but still very strong. Tupou tackled for the first time tonight. Comes to Lindsay Collins, the ink drying on an extension for him at the Sydney Roosters until the end of 2028, and now Waria Hargreaves. You feel an effort has to come from this world-class forward pack tonight, and he's the leader of it, the 300-gamer, JWH. And now Radley. They've scored 6 more tries than Newcastle throughout their opening games this year and conceded 1 less try, the Roosters. Both teams with a couple of wins to their credit heading into this fixture. Keary bookends the opening set with a kick for Kalyn Ponga to defuse. Down on his 10, and Radley hurriedly in kick chase with a big shot. Marzi back in this lineup. His 50th NRL appearance for the man known as the modern-day beast. 23 tries in 24 games in Newcastle colours.
Well, he'll help out the Knights getting forward on those kick returns. That first hit up, left Victor Radley on the ground. So strong at the backfield.
So Elliott. This is a good battle, this one. Leo Thompson versus Waria Hargreaves. I'm sure they'll bump into each other regularly throughout this, but Leo, although Jarrod was unavailable last year for those test matches, the mail was that Leo Thompson had leapfrogged him in New Zealand calculations. So the big dog might have something else to say about that. Now Michael Jennings. One of those internationals lining up for the Roosters tonight. He was a regular for New South Wales and Australia throughout a long period of his career. It comes to Radley again. JWH out for Connor Watson. First start as a 5'8" since round 14, 2021. But a very strong and dangerous ball runner. Keary. Another one for Ponga. Nothing elaborate from either team throughout the early exchanges here. Nanari Tuala. Shoved back in some strong front on defence. And now Jacob Safidi. Marzi once again, quick play the ball. Brayley working in now with Dane Gagai.
That was nice work from dummy half there, Cameron.
5 from the halfway, swept away for a Ponga kick down that left-hand edge. Under pressure from Brandon Smith. Taken at the back by Manu. And that one sort of broke down a little bit. The last meeting between the teams last year, 18-16, a victory for the Roosters over Newcastle. It was an origin period game, and Manu was at fullback on that occasion as well. Players of his calibre, just get them the ball, they can produce the magic. Let's go to Freddie Sideline. Good evening.
Good evening, Matt. Quite a pleasant evening here. It says it's 18 degrees, but it's much cooler than that. Down towards 15 degrees and feels like 13. There's a big wind also behind the Roosters. It's one of the grounds where, of course, it's so open down the southern end, that when a breeze comes through there, it comes howling through. So they want to take advantage of that in the first half.
Thanks, Brad. Keary under pressure. Another high ball for Ponga. Takes it safely and used his footwork to effect, and it goes to Bradman Best, who's marching upfield. And he's steamrolled a couple of Roosters, and he's up and he's off again, and he's back to the halfway.
Oh, what a return that is from Best. All started with their number 1, Kalyn Ponga. So elusive.
Lucas now. And Brayley back to that left-hand side with Jacob Safidi. And they get a restart to the tackle count. Jackson Hastings. Away to Kai Pearce-Paul has made such an impression, this 23-year-old from England. Played every minute in the last 4 games for the Knights after starting round 1 off the bench. Elliott now. Newcastle setting up maybe for first points. Cogger. He was the chief playmaker, if you will, last week. Did most of the kicking for the Knights. 5 away. Sent through Elliott. Out in front of Hastings. A dummy and a step. And Jackson Hastings scores the first try against the club with which he debuted 10 years ago this year.
He scored a couple of tries like this year. I think round 1 against Canberra on that left side. Puts the fingers in the ears again. But this is how it started. The kick chase was really poor there. You got to go down together. He found Bradman Best on the Harvey Norman replay. He went 50 metres upfield. They got a 6 to go. And then with the defence retreating, that's Jackson Hastings here. Little show. Victor Radley turns out. Defenders on the inside stop and walking, and Jackson Hastings strolls in. That was too easy.
Yeah, it was that nice wide pass from dummy half, which got the Roosters defenders on the out. And it was Nat Butcher. There's a Huey fan cam. Knights fans, they are up and about. They're happy. A bit dry this week, actually. Very happy about that. But it was Nat Butcher. He got turned in. He got committed by a nice straight run. And Hastings. A lovely space back there off his left foot. Great start by the Newcastle Knights.
That was poor defence, wasn't it?
You can just
the
see
spacing.
You just see there Butcher, Joey. His Butcher comes in on Leo Thompson.
But then when the ball went away, Jared, he walked, he stopped. Some poor signs there by the Roosters.
Yep. Just wait, and Joseph, just wait for the clock, mate. Time your run.
He's got 2 in 2 weeks, Jackson Hastings. And the first try tonight to Newcastle's number 7 in what appeared to be fairly straightforward manner for Hastings in Newcastle. Yes, Brad?
It was a bit slow this week. Last week it was 4 minutes. It was 6 minutes this week to score his try. I thought last week the two halves, Cogger and Hastings, really complemented each other. Their history together actually goes back to under-19s to junior Kangaroos. They did very well playing together then. And the bloke who played the ball, actually, where Hastings just scored that try, was the 5'8" partner, Cogger.
Yeah, that's a good point, Brad. They orchestrated 3 try assists between them last week. Cogger did most of the kicking, 10 kicks against 5 for Hastings. But I suppose in the conditions they were confronted with last week, it was good to have 2 game-controlling players, if you will. They piloted they piloted the Knights around very well in those treacherous conditions. Same can't be said there about Tupou and Manu.
Well, there's Junior Ponga taking the second play there in jersey 5. He's actually gone to the left centre. Tupou is on the wing, and the man there, Joseph Suoli'i, he's gone to right wing. The last couple of weeks defensively, Joseph Suoli'i quite poor.
Here's Crichton. Solid run up inside Newcastle territory now. Manu out of dummy half. You heard Trent Robertson say he'll have 20+ carries tonight. And Keary's kick, a high ball assignment for Kalen Ponga, who looks very steadfast at the back. Where's the Dally M heading into this weekend, Kalen?
He's got some strapping on that hand, coming back from that broken wrist. That looks sizable.
They're big wrists. Now Elliott. Scored most tries of any club in the regular season last year, Newcastle. This combination was a big part of it. Ponga Down the left-hand side with Bradman Best. Barney with the retrieval at the back. Last 7 games he's played at fullback for the Roosters. They've won 4, lost 3. Now Tupou. Watson spent many seasons at the Newcastle club. Oh, obstruction penalty.
Mate, the previous set, Nat Butcher walked into markers over there, and then Angus has done the same thing here. Do not walk in between the markers and obstruct them.
Players coming back on side there. If you watch Angus Crichton, loitering. Is that the terminology? See Angus? Yeah, totally agree. Loitering.
Here we are. Hold here. Wait for the foot. Hold.
So Gagai has the home team on the attack once again. Look really flat, the Roosters. Hogger and Hastings, and now big Leo Thompson back on the angle. He left Lindsay Collins in his wake, and that is not easy to do. Play to Brayley. Hogger into the line. Gagai around the back. That's a very good tackle, although it was momentarily anyway. He gets up and has another crack. Junior Ponga. Trapped on the 10. Jack Cogger, Adam Elliott, Jackson Hastings. They've got them shot if they can get the ball away. It was a good tackle.
That movement from Ponga while the ball was in the air, that was special.
Suali'i set himself a task of shutting down the play, and he did. Now Elliott gets rattled by JWH. Cogger kicks towards the in goal. Gagai trying to weave through. Ball's on the ground. I think it may have been forced by the Roosters anyhow.
Yeah, smart play there by Cogger. They chewed up some numbers for the Roosters players on that direct run. Hargraves, he had the jam in and make a tackle. Luke Keary, he's the 3 defender from the left. You see that?
Daniel, make sure you stay behind it.
Contact.
The bump,
Luke, there's a ball in the bucket. You got 10 seconds. There's a ball.
There was a nice wide pass again from dummy half to Cogger. He's seen plenty of
5
space.
seconds.
Looking pretty sharp here, the Knights.
Oh no. The Hooters gone. They didn't beat the buzzer.
Hey, it's a clock. Where's the ball?
He
There's a
warned
ball
him.
in the bucket. Oh, there was a ball there.
There was a.
Sorry, mate. It's a clock.
He gave him
That's what I
10
did.
seconds.
See, that is a really unforgivable lapse of concentration.
This is worrying
Mate,
signs for the
it's a
Roosters
clock.
already.
There was a ball
Ponga's gonna
coming
take the
in
shot at
goal,
penalty
and there's
goal at
one in the
16.
bucket. The ball was over there, mate. It's your responsibility is to go and get the ball.
Yeah, we're only 12 and a half minutes in. But you actually said it, man. Geez, they look flat.
Well, they started the match okay. Their first couple of sets, I thought they were dominating field position. They were making the Knights, particularly that man on screen, Kalen Ponga, come well and truly off his try line on those kick returns. But it was the best line break since then. They've just been on the back foot.
I can try the shot clock. Once it's on, you've got 30 seconds to get there. Time your run.
So 8-0 now. Now teams are acutely aware of that stop clock for the dropout. Most of the time they let the clock elapse. And, you know, better than anyone can, as long as possible, to give your team as much rest as they can. So to plead ignorance doesn't work.
Yeah, well, I was saying they couldn't find a football.
Well, there's a bucket behind the dead ball.
Yeah, there's a bucket behind the goalpost at either end and there's always a football in there.
It's a Newcastle ball boy took it out and hit it.
Well, it's Jack Badiris.
Right, too
Bedsy's
honest.
Bedsy's youngest firecracker.
Ponga now exploding to different space. What a step! That left foot step was devastating. And he gets knocked over by Manu. He's having a feast, Kalen. Now Hastings with a kick. He wants someone to pursue it. Who's back there? Connor Watson's back there.
Well, their right side, Connor Watson and Michael Jennings better be on the same page, because that's a couple of times tonight. Connor Watson's come flying in and Jennings has faded out. If you're marking Kalen Ponga, you cannot give him any room. You watch, 6 goes in, Jennings goes out.
Oh, what a step.
Because they needed this, the Roosters.
Yeah, they're working against each other, aren't they, Joey? Jennings and Watson. But it's been nice hole running by Pierce Paul, which has given Kalen Ponga some space and time out the back to weave his magic.
Front foot the line.
It was in the right side of the Roosters' defence, all sorts of issues.
I'm looking forward to watching how they attack the Roosters, especially from set starts. Oh, Connor Watson and dummy half there. He's a runner. Doesn't like to pass too much. Same as Manu. He'll be supporting around the ruck, so see how they attack.
Get up now, Leo.
Collins stopped in the tackle of Elliott. Here's Smith from dummy half. That's what Andrew's calling for, and Watson rushing up in support.
Go 3, Jackson.
Go 10 for us.
Down inside that red zone now. Comes away to Radley. Stopped by Brayley around the legs. 11 away. Brandon Smith. Left to Luke Keary. Manu joining in. Floats a pass out in front of Tupou. Glorious. Beautiful pass by Manu, and Tupou, the Roosters' greatest try scorer, adds another one to the list.
Well, Kalen Ponga competes here. It could be dramas with this tackle. Beautiful pass, Joey Manu. Harvey Norman replay. Just watch the way Ponga comes across on Tupou. He throws his head. A player with a history of head knocks like Kalen. Just watch it here. It's a beautiful pass from Joey Manu.
Yeah, it's a lovely play. He just knew that his winger was going to be on the spot and just floats it. Nice cutout pass. Tupou, he doesn't have to break stride at all. It's a nice finish, and yeah, look, it's awkward contact. Nothing illegal, I don't think. Lovely play by the Roosters. Freddie?
It was off a really good play, the ruck before. Victor Radley, he took Big Jared to the line and really drew in the defenders. There was a simple out the back play to Joey Manu, come up with a lovely pass. Look at all the movement around the ball there. Victor finds his front. The defence is still reeling backwards, and that's a good play of the ball. Joey Manu comes up with a pass, and good to see Toops. He's had a tired couple of weeks, Toops. Good to see him score a try and get on the board.
Well, you sense they needed something positive, Brad, because it had been a lamentable start to the game. Now Swali'i from wide out on touch, he's missed it left.
Time off. Waiting.
Eight points to 4. Great crowd again in Newcastle. And back comes Lindsay Collins into 4 willing defenders for Newcastle. They all combine to whack him aground. Dylan Lucas there in 11 starts in the back row again for the Knights this evening. No Tyson Frizzell once again. Played by Tupou, and now Junior Ponga. Played 9 games last year. He's second in 2024, former Tiger. And they can't put Crichton on the turf, so he's able to play it quickly, and Smith can explore through the middle of the ground. Was he complaining of a hip drop?
He's appealing for a hip drop.
Manu with a kick from dummy half. Everything's been directed aerial towards Kalen Ponga so far tonight.
This will be interesting, this hip drop from Safidi on Brendan Smith. Just Kalen doesn't look 100%. Here's the replay. Well, last week Victor Radley got binned. Something that looked a little bit similar to that one. Probably not as bad.
His leg out, to be honest. Marju. Ball's come free. Loose carry.
He grabbed his leg. He grabbed the Roosters' leg.
Well, a misread in defence from the winger, and now a handling error coming out of yardage, and it's handed the Roosters some momentum.
Well, Kalen's at the back with the trainer.
Challenge over. Mate, he grabbed the opposition player's
He's
leg.
hobbling. It looks like his left leg, which he's kicking.
Middle, shot clock on.
I don't know about you, Cam, but
there
I
he
sense
is, kicking off. Oh, grabs straight for the hip flexor.
Andrew's a bit anxious about Kalen.
He's tough. He's good. I think Freddie might have some info. Freddie?
No, I was just going to suggest it was off the kickoff, but that was great camera work. As soon as he walked back, he just walked back to the back and watched his team defend and just limped around for the whole set in defence. But he seems to be going all right now. He's barking orders.
Make sure you stay close,
In fairness, I think everyone wearing a Newcastle jumper is anxious about Kalen and keep him out there fit and firing. So they've used 3 players on this set, the Roosters. Crichton down inside the 10. Across the face of the post, Radley with a dummy. Tried to bump away from the defence. Elliott and Safidi combining. Out to Luke Keary now. Now Jennings in his 300. He's still got a good turn of speed, but the ball's come free.
Boys, I think he's done here. I watched him that entire set out the back of the Newcastle defensive line, and he can't break out of a jog. There's a couple of tackles there where the Roosters shift the ball, and he is usually at top speed in that second line of defence.
Well, that vision when he kicked off, he grabbed straight for that left hip flexor. He's gone.
Yeah.
He's gone. And his game is based around speed and agility, changing direction.
You just see there.
Have a look and grab his left hip flexor here. Look, straight away.
He's trying to stay out of the action as much as he can at the moment.
Well, I'm looking at the bench. What happens here? Here goes to fullback.
Is that something you can treat during the game, a hip flexor? All right, well, he's at the back of the ruck, so not totally giving up yet.
I'd say if he goes off, Dane Gagai would go to fullback. I'm just watching him. He's hobbling. I have to get him off.
Oh, interchange of passing, and wasn't Lindsay Collins waiting for Leo Thompson. Hit him hard. Offload from the New Zealand international, and Bradman Best flings it away. One bounce collected by Tuala.
Last tackle, Marcus Square. Hold. Go last. Nothing late here, Luke.
Hastings in position. There's evidence of what Brad's told us about that breeze really howling from the right-hand side of your screen, held up markedly in the breeze. That kick by the Newcastle 7. Now Joseph Swali'i. Well, they might have looked a bit of sled coming out of the blocks, the Roosters, but they've hung in and they've got the last try, and suddenly they're running with a bit of purpose. And Smith's done some very encouraging stuff. What a ball, Manu. Keary backing out. Radley into the backfield. They go over again. Great play by the Roosters, straight through the centre.
I'll put that down to Brandon Smith. In the last 5 or 6 minutes, he's really come to life in attack. He's had some darting runs. None better than that last one there. He got a quick play the ball, lovely play the ball there from Tupou. Away he went, markers aren't set. Well, Joey Manu, he still had plenty of work to do. Harvey Norman replay. Victor Radley backing up down the middle. Joey, I've got some concerns with Kalen Ponga.
Well, he's gone. You watch him here, and this is how I thought that attack, all out of dummy half of Brendan Smith playing to him, Joseph Manu. Keary, great support. I don't know, you'll see it here with Kalen. He can't even move. Look, the reaction. And Victor Radley, he goes over. Hasn't it changed? Completion of the last 10 minutes. Freddie?
Well, that's the second time Brandon Smith's jumped out of dummy half like that. Earlier, he went to the right side and picked up Connor Watson. This time he found the fullback, Joey Manu. It's not something I really think about when I think about Brandon Smith jumping out of dummy half. To me, he either normally runs or passes early. But both times he ran, found space, he got his teammate in space and made the pass. So nice evolution and makes it 10.
Wait for the clock, Jackson. Just keep working in that ruck, Kai. Thanks, mate.
A try for Radley, backing up that beautiful interplay between Smith and Manu. Roosters lead the game now. Collins. And a lot of focus on the fitness of Kalen Ponga, who looks like he's refusing to come off at the moment.
Well, it shouldn't be his decision. Everyone can see, well, we can all see he's struggling. That sort of injury, he just can't accelerate. And if he does accelerate, he might tear it more.
Away for Nat Butcher. Became a dad this week. And his wife Harmony welcomed Beau William. Congrats to him and the family.
Play the ball, boys. Play the ball, Jackson. Front foot on the line here, boys. Front foot.
Bad play there from Luke Keary.
Yeah, play the ball.
He's got himself more involved over the last 10 minutes. That time there, early kick. I think he's recognised that Ponga's in a bit of discomfort.
Danicus and Hughes.
Been keeping an eye on Kalen Ponga. He does seem to be moving a little bit more freely than what he was just a few minutes ago, but he is pretty determined to stay on. The trainer came over to speak to him, talking about his injury, and he shooed him away. So pretty determined, Kalen Ponga.
Okay, thanks, Danica. Here on Kalen Watch. Easy defensive by the Roosters. Now Smith tries to throw himself into Marju. Leo Thompson.
Last tackle, Angus. Lindsay. Away, mate. Go last.
Lurking out a little wide at that time. And again, Hastings. Look at that kick. It's just sitting up in the breeze. It's a luxury having someone of Manu's calibre to be able to shift back into the one. Of course, Telstra is the proud naming rights partner of the NRL Telstra Premiership and has been backing the game for over 20 years now. This is footy country. 6 more tackles, Roosters.
Hasn't changed complexion.
Gagai tried to put a shot on Crichton and then tripped him over with an ankle tap.
He's been the best the last couple of weeks, Angus Crichton. Good to see him back in the starting team. Really strong couple of weeks ago against Penrith.
Oh, more space through the middle. Collins, an offload. Smith now. Manu was going to fire. Runs through the gap instead. Gee, there's some very attractive holes appearing in the middle of this Newcastle defence, but they were overzealous in the ruck, and a penalty to the Roosters.
What's that hanging off Connor Watson's cheek? Oh, he's got the Band-Aid.
Luke.
Is it Nelly? Is that the singer? He used to have the Band-Aid on the face.
I was thinking more Norman Gunston.
Yeah. That was toilet paper.
Here's Angus Crichton again. Those shaving cuts can be a real pain. Looking for 3 on the trot here. Radley, some concerns around Newcastle's middle defence. Hetherington into the game now. Good tackle, that one. That was Kai Pearce-Paul, and it's forced an error.
Well, they needed that one, Newcastle.
Everybody up, shot clock on.
They have been on the back foot for the last 10 minutes. It's just been relentless, the attack from the Roosters. Just a simple turnover in contact. Nice short ball from Lindsay Collins. Oh, there might have been a little bit of hands in there from Jackson Hastings.
In this position, Cameron, if you're Adam O'Brien, would you be just sending the message out to Carlin, you're off?
Well, you got to come.
Well, he's a passenger, and also he's so vital to this team.
Look, he's walking around and he can get into a jog, but he cannot sprint.
Did you see when he tried to tackle Joseph Manu before? He couldn't get off the ground. And it's incredibly brave, but you've got to take the decision away from him.
In the meantime, they're having trouble getting out of their own danger zone, Newcastle. Hetherington playing it there. Brayley to the left. Hastings, Kai, Pearce, Hall. Wrapped up by Watson. Help from Jennings. And Daniel Safidi on the ground. Cogger kicking long. Manu perfectly positioned. And he's met in the tackle of Lucas. And Jack Hetherington in there also.
Joey, I'd kick tackle 3 here if I was the Roosters.
Just isolating it. Oh, Jesus. Terrible missed tackles there from the Knights.
Oh, they're pulling him apart. Just straight through the middle of the ruck. Junior Ponga now. He runs over the top of Cogger. Quickly, Danica, sideline, an update from you.
Yes, just an update from the Newcastle bench on Kalen Ponga's injury. They do suspect it to be a hip injury, but they do not think it's torn. They've said they're keeping a really close eye on it, so they're going to fully assess it at halftime, but they do think at this stage that he will be able to go through this. They don't think it's too serious.
Okay, thank you, Danica. Last play now. He's going to come under the blowtorch. Oh, just off the side of the boot. Well, out towards Swali'i. And the bat down wasn't as effective as they might have liked, and it's taken out on that left-hand side of the field by Tuwala.
Well, they're doing a pretty good job here in Newcastle. They've been under siege now for the last 12 to 15 minutes. And they've found some ways to hold this Roosters attack out. They've just got to try and find some opportunities to get the ball and camp down the opposition's end.
All the fans feel the team needs a break from the referee. That's that Newcastle boo. They are a passionate but knowledgeable fan base in Newcastle. And that was a reasonable end to the set. Manu tackled just outside his 20. 10-8. From 8-0 Newcastle to 10-8 in favour of the Roosters.
Yeah, well, that's just... You just can't allow the Roosters runners just look at them charging through the line. They're poking their nose through, creating quick play of the balls, and there you go there, another set restart.
Well, you can trace that back 2 plays when Tupou just strolled straight through. If you lose the tackle on play 1 or play 2, very hard to stop the roll on.
Bradley runs right into the line, then Keary accepts the tackle of Lucas and Cogger. And Manu, gee, he has been blistering.
This is just wrong.
15 away. Smith picks it up, runs straight through the centre. Untouched, scores the Roosters third.
Well, there you go, Brandon Smith. Wonderful vision from Brandon Smith. He's brought his running game into the match tonight, but it's Kalen Ponga. I know we've been banging on about this now for the last 10 minutes, but just look at Ponga on the ground. He can't get up. There's no markers. Defenders all trying to get back on side. That's just a walk in the park. That's as easy a try you will find in the NRL.
Well, it's embarrassing, really. Cogger loses the tackle, doesn't get the marker. Players just not turning around. Brendan's, I think it's a hand laid on him. I don't want to keep harping on it, but surely somebody has to make the decision about Kalen Ponga and getting him off the field. That illustrates perfectly. He's got no strength in it. Couldn't make a tackle and then couldn't get off the ground. The decision has to be taken away from the player.
Well, it's a liability, isn't it, Joey, to the footy side? You just seen there. He's been brave, like he's having a go.
Without a doubt.
But he couldn't get off the ground there and get to marker.
And if they're waiting for half time, he'll get off at half time and he'll cool down, make it even worse. No, look, can't get off the ground, look.
Gee, I can't remember seeing a dummy half run over untouched from 10 metres out like that. Swali'i with the extras.
Just on 6.5 minutes remaining in the first half. The Sydney Roosters 16, leading your NIB Newcastle Lions 8.
Here we go. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2.
Time your run, guys.
The Roosters blowing Newcastle away in the middle here. Terrell May. Just recommitted with the Roosters for a further couple of years as well. What a future he has ahead. Now Tupou. And now Nafahu White. Built lower to the ground, but great leg speed around the park.
He's been great this year.
Butcher tackled by Croker. And now Manu.
Is there a couple of Manus out there? Because he's in everything.
So Tuala's going to go back there to support Ponga. And once again, it's rinse and repeat. They hand Newcastle the ball up against their own line and ask them to come out of their own end. And numbers in tackles as well. That's a good dogged run by Bradman Best. And a penalty. And a much needed one.
Came back round and flopped on. Hold.
Made over 100 metres his last 4 games in succession, Kai Pearce-Paul, and over 30 tackles in each of those as well. He's a real find for them. Youngster from the UK. Croker, Hetherington. May up top, Smith there as well. Down inside the Roosters 30. Here's Croker.
Oh, he's been hit in the back and the kidneys there. Nothing illegal.
Cogger brings Gagai back underneath. And Hastings away to Pearce-Paul. Can't slide through a gap. Jennings and Watson bring him to ground.
Here's Matt Croker, Brendan Smith. Ooh, that hurts. Nothing illegal. It's all fair game. Dane Gagai got the ball, came back across the field. There was space everywhere. The Knights players just stood there and looked at him. Gee, someone had to push into space and punch a hole.
Are you seeing a lack of desperation from Newcastle?
Oh, yes. Terrible.
Battle of Brisbane tomorrow. Broncos, Dolphins, Suncorp Stadium. It'll be, if it's not sold out now, there'll be a handful of tickets left. Wayne Bennett back against his old club. I think Tom Flegler might have been ruled out tonight.
Banana Farmer's gone. He's been ruled out. So no Herbie Farnworth. No Kafusi. And Reece Walsh is back.
Yep. Yeah, Walsh is back. He's sporting a very unique style of headgear at training.
Fast. Looks fast. Bright pink.
Match the pink.
Yeah.
Boots. Yeah, it's going to be a great tussle, that one, tomorrow night. Suncorp. Should be about 45,000 now, I reckon.
Oh, Pearce-Paul gallops into space. There's no one around him. He's still there. Ponga's up there. Now Bradman Best. Can they jag it before half-time? Best goes over to score. Out of absolutely nothing.
Well, the left-back rower they've got from England, Kai Pearce-Paul, huge wraps. There he is in jersey 12. Look at the size of him. They're just starting to work out how to use him in the right positions. Harvey Norman replay. Jackson Hastings will give him the ball pretty early, and have a look at the footwork and the fend. Look at the stride. The potential of this young man. Finds Ponga, catch and pass, and then Bradman, he gets the ball in two hands and finishes it off. They needed that the Knights on half-time. This will look great from this angle.
Yeah, it's lovely movement. Nat Butcher just got his head in the wrong spot there. He got all crossed up trying to take on the big back rower, Pearce-Paul. They still have plenty of work to do, the Knights. They found the space, they found the man that they needed to give the ball to. He was so powerful, is the number 4 Best.
We've got Dane Gagai kicking. Never seen Gags kick. You?
No, he hits them all right. Yeah, no, I've seen him knock a few over. State of Origin training. A bit different
From
in the game,
front.
though.
From in front. There's Kalen, catch and pass. He's been brave, Kalen, but someone has to make the decision at half-time.
Well,
And Bradman Best, he's had a little bit of ball tonight. Early in the game, he got that ball and kick return and ran 50 metres. Look at him, such a beast.
it's come utterly out of the blue.
That try.
Yeah.
It was a bit of a high shot there too from Joseph Manu. Don't know if the bunker will look at that one.
I'll tell you what, if Gagai knocks this one over and they go into the breakdown 2, Adam O'Brien's got to be pretty happy.
Well, he's a left foot, and with this southerly breeze, they only have a margin of about a metre to get this through because it'll swing hard left to right.
57% success rate.
Hang on.
Oh, he's never in doubt.
See how he puts it down, mate. It looks long, Matty. Just got to wait for the clock, Joseph. Time your run.
Well, Cam just made the point Adam O'Brien would be happy. He'd be happy with the scoreboard. He'd be pretty cranky with some elements of Newcastle's game. They're only down by 2. At one stage, it looked like things were about to get out of hand. The Roosters were running roughshod to such an extent. Yes, Brad?
Apparently Dane Gagai has been doing some work with Daryl Halligan, the great goal kicker, Chook Halligan. He sure showed it then.
I thought he was thousands of getting that. Here goes Kai Pearce-Paul again. Look at the size of him.
I think he's thinking about a 2-point field goal into the wind.
Into the wind.
It's not a bad strike, you know. Actually, it's a shocker.
It's hit the corner post.
It sounded all right.
I'm with you. I thought it was a chance, a rough chance.
He sliced it.
Well, I'm not sure how you sum up that half. Knights flew out. Roosters looked like they hadn't gotten off the bus. Then the Roosters woke up as the Knights went to sleep, and suddenly we've got ourselves a 2-point margin at half-time, which makes this second half all the more engrossing. 16-14, the Roosters on the road with the lead over Newcastle.
I think they'd be happy how they regained control of different parts of that half. They'd be equally disappointed how easily they lost control. But I do believe that they think they can win the game. I think both teams showed in parts of that half that they can go on and win this game. It'll be interesting which one doesn't.
All right, and good news for the Newcastle Knights as well, with Kalen Ponga cleared to return early on in the second half. So, Tomo, back to you.
Thank you, Danica. Yes, he's out there, the main man. Little treatment at half-time, see whether that reinvigorates him. But certainly, he was labouring in that first 40 minutes. One of the strangest halves of football we've seen all year.
Yeah, Newcastle looked early at opening 12 minutes. They're going to win by 100. It looked like they're going to get beat by 100. And then we're nearly drawn up.
Well, we can start again as Cogger kicks down the right-hand side.
If we can get a replay of Kalen Ponga passing that ball, And just watch the reaction after he passes this ball. We'll get a replay.
Here's Manu. Now, Joey Manu in the first half, 193 running metres.
Well, he once run for 400, didn't he, Tomo?
Yeah.
Was that in a test match?
Yes, it was. That's the world record since we've been keeping these numbers, 400 metres. Now Smith working around the middle of the field where the Roosters had some success in the first half, and that was what Blake Green pointed out with Danica and Brad. We've got to tighten that up from a Newcastle perspective as Crichton hits a hole out wide. Keary back on the inside. Cogger over in support, and then added assistance from Lucas. But they really are pulling up the field, aren't they? Manu's up there doing the kicking out wide. Swaliti, an uncontested catch. They backed away and they make the tackle and wrap the ball up.
We're going to see this replay of Kalen, first touch. We're going to see when he goes to dummy half. Not that one. We'll just watch the reaction. He passes. Like, honestly, what is he doing out there?
So best.
The decision has to be taken away from him.
Well, look, they've treated him at half-time and the team said they think he's going to be okay if he keeps warm. So that's where it's at. So let's see whether that worsens or whether he sticks on. Here's Marzu. And a wrestle with Butcher. He's been asked to go back and play it on the mark. Now Hetherington. I've got to say, Cam, this is a really big game for both these clubs, both with 2 wins heading into round 6. I mentioned earlier, Newcastle have some games they think they could win coming up. On the flip side of that, it's not the easiest of runs going forward for the Roosters with matches ahead. So to be 2 and 4 coming out of this, find yourself in a slightly awkward position.
Yeah, both teams been a little bit up and down, haven't they? Over the opening 5 rounds of the competition. You just mentioned the run of opposition teams that both of these sides have over the next month. Very important, this result.
Radley closed down on Newcastle's 40 now. Butcher hit hard by Hetherington. That was a good shot. He's an uncompromising customer, our Jack. Keary. Up into the breeze. Marzu's the target. Oh, he comes in on the other side of it and has the ball. And he's tackled by Nafahu White. Couldn't outpace the front row, and now Gagai. And a bit of broken play.
Well, they need some support. They were 10 and 15 metres behind Gagai there. Great take by Marzu. You see their bottom left of screen.
May with the tackle on Matt Croker. Hastings for Pierce Paul. Now, he's the man. There's a pass out the back. Hastings has to dive to catch it, and he's wrapped up by Jennings. Manu captured as he caught the pass by Daniel Safidi, caught the kick rather by Daniel Safidi.
Joseph Manu, metres going 209. It's been excellent.
He's one of the best centres in the world. You'd say he's one of the best fullbacks in the world as well. Oh, rich talent. Radley this time. Wrapped up nicely by Hetherington. So the Roosters running into the breeze in this second half.
Oh no, here we go.
Well, that's better. There's a bit more freedom about his movement. He's nearly beat a tackle there, Kalen.
Wow.
Are you all right, Andrew? He's okay. He's all right. Here goes Marzu.
Well, that's his first real run, isn't it? Since he pulled up a bit lame after that kickoff. That may give him a little bit of confidence now to have a lot more involvement particularly with the football. So dangerous in those opening exchanges.
So the physios conducted a masterclass at half-time. Fafita and Cogger. And out to Lucas.
Well, there's an opportunity there, 2-on-1. He just had to pass the ball.
He's so gangly, Manu. You think you got him covered, and he's got those long arms and awkward running style. So difficult to stop. It looks like they have tightened up this middle defence to an extent, Newcastle, not quite making the inroads through the centre as they were throughout the first half of the Roosters team, although Crichton bumps away now and comes back towards the middle and can run for quite some distance before he meets the line. Terrell May. They miss him on the first attempt. And they don't put him on the ground either. Well, eventually they do. And Brayley there around the legs. Played to Brandon Smith on 5. Keary comes steaming onto it. A pass out to Tupou down the wing. And a kick back across them. It's, it was too deep. It was nearly battered back, but it went over the dead ball line. And now Inari Tuala scurries back. He wants to get play underway quickly. Jennings had his back turned. Tuala's tackle. And Best running one out. Cogger brings Ponga onto the ball. And now to Gagai, tries and in and away. Good bit of defence there from Junior Ponga. Cogger to Hetherington. Tries to explode through a gap. Got it back to Brayley. Now to Hastings. Brayley looking to the left. Back to Hetherington again. This is the last tackle now.
He's having a game, Jack Hetherington.
He's having a rip, that's for sure. Hastings tries to manipulate it through a gap. The ball's on the ground and it's comfortably cleaned up by Brandon Smith.
Yeah, good set there by Newcastle. This is where they really need to find some energy and get stuck into these one-out runners for the Roosters. They could really change the momentum of this match.
Jennings has gone greater than Classic Legend.
Last tackle going up square.
The racing season, of course. Keary. Ball sits up, taken by Ponga at the back.
He's come good.
He bounced away from Brandon Smith.
He's back.
And now he's throwing a dummy, and now he's propping on the mark, and now he's trying to explode through space. You had him buried after 5 minutes.
Mate, it's that magic water.
Here's Margie this time. Lucky you're not the physio. You had him in casualty after about 10 minutes of this game. Now, Margie getting 6 more for his team.
Don't worry, I was with him.
No, he's never in doubt. I knew he'd come good.
This could be a turning point now with that tackle, that re-trigger. Hetherington, Cogger, oh dear, dear, dear.
The opportunity was there for Newcastle. He just tried to push the pass. Unsighted. Back was turned.
Yeah, when Luke Keary feels threatened, he'll come out of the line. He'll come out of the line, try to spook the ball player or try to cut it off. And when he does it on his own. And that stays there if the ball went to him. Had him shot. I remember that one the Knights, didn't it?
Keary for Junior Ponga. Good tackle. There's that Dane Gagai stickability that he's renowned for. Zach Docker-Clay doing the dummy half work. His first NRL appearance for the Roosters. An offload now for Watson. He's a great support player, and he gets a high tackle, and he will get a penalty.
Yep.
Yeah, it wasn't much in that one. Just a little slap in the face.
Hey, Luke, what are we doing, mate?
Just a lazy arm.
Okay.
Hetherington just sort of reached up on the smaller man of Watson.
The Roosters set up inside Newcastle's 20 now. To the right-hand edge, Nafahu White. Thompson, the tackler, he's played big minutes tonight, Leo. Keary running the show this evening. Watson away. Crichton through the first line to the second line where he's met by Kalen Ponga and they keep the ball off the ground.
With Angus.
Giving Jack Cogger a nightmare, Angus Crichton. The size of him.
Wait, Angus, wait, wait. Hold here, boys. Time on. Go, 3.
Options both ways. Docker Clay, Luke Keary, Joey Manu feeds a kick to Leo Thompson's back there.
Well, it's great play. Just watch this replay from the ruck and watch the movements of Leo Thompson. He's the first defender. Kalen Ponga will push. Oh, he's at marker. Have a look at the marker, and then he gets across there just in case. That's amazing for a front rower.
Yeah, it's great awareness, isn't it, Joey? Just having that ability to be aware that your fullback's in the line just to cover for that kick. Well done.
A lot of front rowers have just stopped. The ball goes away at marker. He kept his feet moving. That was a great play.
Long restart by the Knights. No points after the break here. But this game's got some rhythm about it now. Intensity in both outfits. Radley from a standing start accelerates at the defence, and he got the better of Hastings there. He's able to dominate the ruck area as well. Played it quickly. Keary, now Manu. They've got them beaten out left. Manu comes back infield. There was no one outside of Marju with 3 Roosters out there. Couldn't get the ball over that way. They try and go through the front door. May tries to shove the pass over the top, and it's Karma Cropper.
Knock on. Lost in the defender.
Yeah, I think if they had the time again, the ball would have gone out the back.
They're going to challenge.
Okay, Bucky. Got a challenge from the Roosters, challenging the decision of a knock-on that the ball touches a Newcastle defender.
Front rowers challenging. So he goes to offload the ball here. He loses it. And then the ball goes backwards off Leo Thompson's hand. On to Terrell May's hand.
Terrell May is looking to offload the ball. We just need to see if there's a knock on at any point.
So watch the black armbands on the wrist. That's Leo Thompson. So the ball will come out. Leo Thompson will hit the ball with his hand backwards towards the Knights. And then Terrell gets a hand to it, knocks it forward into Kalen Ponga's hands.
I think that's pretty clear to see.
The ball is originally passed backwards by Terrell May, and then it hits the arm of the Knight, which is a knock-on. The challenge will be successful.
Hang on. It hits Leo Thompson's hand and goes backwards. Yeah. It doesn't go forward off Leo Thompson's hand.
And I don't think we've seen in that vision.
Knock-on Knights.
I don't think we've seen in that vision
the
that
Knights challenge.
And goes forward from the Knights.
But, yeah,
okay, knock on against Newcastle.
Well, it looked like the referee was surprised then. He looked like he was surprised with the call from the bunker. So they're saying Leo
Thompson knocked it on.
Yeah.
Leo Thompson knocks it backwards.
Yeah. Well, he touches it, right?
Oh, there, Jackson.
And it doesn't touch a Rooster player, and then it goes backwards on the second touch.
So what's it? Goes back. Leo Thompson hits it back.
Yeah. It's always backwards off Newcastle.
Meanwhile, from the scrum, it's been fed and won here by the Roosters, and They're within a handful of metres at the line now. Sustained pressure on Newcastle's line, and we have a penalty for an obstruction.
There is karma in the world. Because he's a player, this young fella, White. He doesn't like to be tackled. He pinballs off him. Victor Radley goes through. Well, that is as soft as they come.
Hold you, Victor. Hold. Go. No tackles. Get up now, Michael. Hold. Square.
Another peculiar incident.
Well, the decision on the obstruction, we have to go, are we going black and white, or is discretion and common sense going to be used?
Up now, Angus. Hold. Second marker, square. Go 3.
Cogger with a run this time. Can't split the defence, wrapped up by Docker Clay. Long pass off the dummy half, it finds Hastings, and Ponga hunting left. He nearly got through Watson. It's his old flatmate. Now Hastings with a kick that was poorly weighted. There was no real attacking threat from a Newcastle chaser, and it's counted comfortably by Daniel Tupou. Sideline, Brad Fittler.
I'll tell you one thing, Matthew. This crowd will sleep well tonight. They have worked very hard. They have been very vocal.
Hey, old mate that was eating his hot dog through the rain last week, I wonder if he's backed up this evening. He wasn't giving up on that hot dog, was he? The bun was soggy, falling apart.
He's in hospital with food poisoning.
With the flippers on either.
That's right, with
We've
the
been looking
wetsuit.
for the flipper man, but can't spot him.
Scuba Steve, he's at Nobby's at the moment.
That bloke was passionate about his hot dog last week. Gee, Watson's had a couple of good moments running the ball.
Well, that's his strength, dummy and go. Duck and run.
Danica, some news?
Just an update on Matt Croker. He came from the field a few minutes ago due to a back injury. He has received some treatment inside the sheds, but now he's back on the bike and he's due to return, which is great news for Newcastle.
All right, thank you, Danica. Weaving wonders, the Knights medical staff this evening. Oh, quick tap from Dane Gagai. And he lost it in the tackle.
Boys, we can't tap quick. We can't tap quick because it's foul play. It needs to be reviewed for further action. Mate,
You can't
understand
quick
that,
tap.
but it was for foul play, so we can't go quick on it.
Okay, so they'll go back and the Knights will kick for touch. Now, in this tackle here, Satili Tupanua has knocked himself out. He's still on the ground. So this is around 30 seconds after the tackle. This will be his night gone by the look of it.
He's only just got on the field.
Just got on, yeah.
He's been on for one set.
Well, this is a big penalty because this game was in a real arm wrestle for the last 10 minutes. So what's this penalty for here?
I think it's a leg lift.
Tilly, not long on there, is headed off for HIA. Well, it's a,
Oh, he's there.
it's a much kinder
He sees
evening.
himself.
There he is. I think we need him to wear the flippers and the wetsuit regardless of the weather.
We'll have to get Freddie over there.
Freddie.
Here we go, we're over. What's your name?
Mark.
What do you prefer, dry or wet?
Look, wet's all right, but the dry's a little bit easier to prepare for.
Well, you're looking good. Thanks for coming last week.
Not a problem. Always here.
You think you'll win tonight?
Hopefully, last 10 minutes they can come back.
Good on you, mate.
Thanks, Freddie.
Good on you, Freddie. Nice work. Gagai slips out of a tackle. Gagai's winding back the clock. He gives his team the lead with a great run.
Oh, Dane Gagai
coming into tackle 3.
Well, hang on a minute.
Have no try.
Hang on a minute.
We're going to see if Luke Keary's taken out of the defensive line by lead runner.
Okay, we're going to look at the lead runner here.
It's Dylan Lucas. Yeah, this will be no try.
That'll be no try.
Just looking at the lead run here of Dylan Lucas.
Now have a look at the spacing between Angus Crichton and Luke Keary. It's really smart defence from Keary and Angus Crichton because they don't visually give Dylan Lucas a gap to run into.
Dylan Lucas runs at the outside shoulder of Luke Keary, denying him a chance to continue to slide. This is an obstruction. We have a decision.
If we can have a look at from the play of the ball, the spacing to start with from Angus Crichton and Luke Keary. Look how tight they are. Normally Keary would be another 2 metres over. But they know the play's coming and they don't give the space for Dylan Lucas to run into. You see that, Cameron, do you reckon?
Yep, no, that's great work. That's a good system to have between your back row and your half. All week, the Knights would have practiced sending their back rower Lucas into that space. And he's able to double defend there, Keary, because of the work from the inside from Angus Crichton.
Well, that's where your back row's got to be smart enough to change his gap and run to the next gap in between Keary and the centre, Ponga.
Yeah, adapt on the run.
Collins played it to Docker Clay. Now Terrell May. Strong tackle. Pierce Paul, he's just about been the best player for Newcastle.
Hasn't he been good?
Oh, 6 more tackles. These set restarts are starting to pile up against the home team. It goes to Crichton.
Once again, Angus Crichton, one-on-one with Jack Cogger. Quick play of the ball, leaves him on the ground.
Keary, Manu wrapping around the back.
Well, the Knights players are appealing for an obstruction there. Daniel Safudi got knocked over by a lead runner. Because there's no try, it's play on.
Back to the centre, Radley with a settling hit. To the left of the post they play it. May oh, what a tackle. Pierce Paul, he's cut Lindsay Collins in 2.
Well, that was...
What a shot.
That was old school Tony Butterfield back in the 90s, where if you ran at Tony Butterfield back in the day and your ribs were exposed.
Okay, Bucky, Roosters are challenging the ruling of a knock-on against Lindsay Collins. They're looking at contact, mate.
Yeah, but they're looking at the
Lindsay Collins knocks the ball on. We acknowledge this slight contact, however, does not affect the knock-on. Challenge unsuccessful.
Very good.
That's copybook, Cam. What a shot.
Yeah, great tackle.
Yeah, that's Butterfield.
Yeah, Joey's talking about that old school tackle. We used to see that all through the 90s. Not a common tackle you see in the game, in the modern game.
Well, for such a big man, he's 6'7", Pierce Paul.
6'7".
6'7". Oh, maybe not.
You're exaggerating again.
The old Pinocchio.
Yes, Brad.
What was Lindsay appealing for?
High tackle.
Right,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Avocado.
Not the knock-on, the high tackle.
The price of avocados
He
going
was
through the
bluffing.
roof.
I'll be asking Victor Radley after the game.
Yeah, can you get a tape measure up against Kai Pierce Paul? Because I don't think he's 6'7" somehow. He's big. Danica?
Yes, unfortunate news for Satili Tupanua, as many would have expected. He's come off showing Category 1 symptoms. That means his night is over, and now he'll have to stand down for the next 11 days as well. Just adding to the heavy toll at the Roosters with James Tedesco and Sam Walker both out with concussion as well.
All right, thanks, Danica. Coggan out. It's a floating kick. This is a good one. Manu makes it look easy.
He's class.
And he's got the kick chase in concern. Good tackle, Bradman Best. 20 minutes to play. We've had no points since half-time. Jennings, 51st player to bring up 300 NRL games.
He's 6'6" and a half.
Just rounding up. Terrell May now. Look, when you get up to that, that height doesn't really matter, does it?
Yeah, it's tall.
Here's Joey beating tackles. Kick to the corner. Sits up in the breeze. It's taken at the back by Anari Tawala.
He's had no ball, Tawala, tonight. Since half-time, it's been a real arm wrestle.
Now Marzu. Game 2 of the 2024 Ampol Women's State of Origin Series heads to this very ground, McDonald Jones Stadium, Newcastle, Thursday, June 6. Get your seats, nrl.com/tickets. It's also exclusive, live and free right here on 9 and also on 9 now. So the fans haven't let up on our referee, Jared Sutton, tonight. Hastings with a high ball that comes to ground just outside the Roosters goal line, and Tupou accelerates back at the kick chase. Cogger waiting for him. So too Lucas. Now Junior Punk. Oh, he got around Gagai comfortably. And he gets as far as Thompson, who gave chase in cover, and Marzu.
Once again, Leo Thompson in cover. That's not his job. Those play twos, the second play after kick reception, the Roosters are really winning that play.
Watson, right foot step, tries to get inside of Kai Pearce-Paul. Tackle made by Brayley. Fast play the ball again. Keary on the advantage line. He dummied inside and took the tackle. It was a good one as well of Lucas. It'll come to Watson for a kick on play 5. Nicely weighted. Well taken by Tuala. He beat Jennings. He gets back outside the 10. This is a real grind now. End to end.
Next penalty or next error is going to be huge in this game.
Here's Ponga taking a hit up. Bounced off Keary.
There's enormous fatigue in this game at the moment. You can see both teams really struggling to get any shape or any formation in attack.
You could feel the crowd collectively holding its breath as Safidi juggled that one.
And this is the main difference in the game at the moment. Just look at where the Roosters can return this football. Suoli'i, they have plenty of time to take that ball. Adam O'Brien, he's out of his seat. He knows time's starting to tick away.
Good tackle, Hastings on Manu. He looms as the big danger, though, particularly against tiring forwards with that amazing sharp footwork. Dominant record head-to-head, Trent Robinson. 12 wins from 15 matches as a coach against Newcastle. Ball knocked backwards.
Look at the fatigue alert. Getting up to 5 minutes without a break. These players would just be gassed.
Oh, good ball! Into the backfield, Radley off the May pass. Jennings was there, he ignored him. Play 5 now, Smith floats a pass out. May gives it away to Tupou, and the Knights are coming, but they won't stop him from getting it down.
Great try. Great try by the Roosters. And if we can go all the way back to that lovely short pass from May, this started the whole movement. Harvey Norman replay. Just look at this lovely short ball. Victor Radley punching into holes, into space. And just watch May. He's a ruck forward. He'll put himself, he parks himself way outside Angus Crichton there. He's the one that ends up with the final pass. Bat on by Angus Crichton. Nice little drawn pass to the winger. That's usually what the halves are doing. Great play by the ruck forward. Still have plenty of work to do there, Tupou. But Tyrell May.
There's plenty of Knights jerseys there. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4. Just can't stop the try. And Victor Radley. Look at Brandon Smith. You realise how important that try is. This is a big kick coming up. Freddie?
Yeah, we were talking about people couldn't get themselves in position, the fatigue level in the game, but it took Victor Radley. He was thinking when everyone else wasn't thinking. He just pushed up on a play. There was a bit of space on the edge of the ruck. This is a result of that. Brandon Smith gets it. You get a tap on. There's the front rower who started the onslaught, and Dan Tupou, he gets his second. But Victor Radley didn't stop thinking, just pushed up, and the hole opened up.
To push this gap beyond the converted try. Joseph Swali'i, who is a very sweet striker of the ball, but the pressure's on here from out wide.
Dragged it to the left in the first half from this similar position.
Is it holding? Yes, it is. Good kick.
Conversion attempt by Joseph Swali'i was successful. Just on 14 minutes remaining in the second half. Senior Roosters 22, leading on NIB Newcastle Knights 14.
Here we go. Vital song.
Just wait for the clock, mate. Waiting for the clock. Stay
The
behind
double
it.
for Tupou tonight, 22-14. Took a while for the scoreboard attendants to have something to do after half-time. The Roosters land a punch. Still 14 minutes to play. And Kalen is still there and looks like he's coming good physically, so there is hope for the home team who have this great recent winning record with victories in 8 of their last 9 at McDonald Jones Stadium. Danica?
Yes, they are used to seeing some wins here, the Novocastrian fans, and tonight we have it 21,940 in attendance. You can see one of the hills to our right. It is packed, standing room only, and they're cheering their side home.
That was a brilliant covering tackle by Elliott, but they are finding territory again here. Trent Robertson's team, Manu.
Well, they're playing off Angus Crichton. Hitting Angus Crichton. He's getting his nose through all the time. Quick play the balls. The next play is where they're getting the Knights on.
Kiri asked the question of Ponga. What a take he's been taken in mid-air.
Yeah, it's a great take. Brave take by Ponga. Eyes for the ball the whole time.
And it looks spectacular. They've
just come down awkwardly in that crusher sort of position, but there's not much Radley could do there other than avoiding the mid-air tackle.
Well, Jackson Hastings here, he has to take control. If they don't score, they've got to get a repeat here. They'll get it at the end of their set of 6. They should get into an attacking area.
Crossland on the ground. Elliott working in with Hastings. He brings Cogger around the back. Now Gagai up against Junior Punga. He beat him earlier. Can't beat him this time. Inside the 30. Elliott. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Oh, Leo.
Dear, all right.
Leo nearly dropped it 3 times. Didn't drop it in the end. That's the critical element. Played to Crossland. He brings Elliott onto the ball. The support player, Jacobs, defeated, overrun it, and then the held call had come.
With Adam.
They're just missing that final pass, the Knights.
Ponga. A kick for Tuala and Best to go up for Swali'i with a brilliant leap.
That's his spot on the wing. He's been excellent tonight. Suali'i, some of those runs coming out of trouble, and have a look how high he gets up. What an athlete.
a time-honoured chant echoing around McDonald Jones Stadium. Can the fans help this Newcastle team lift at the end? That was questionable. Smith to Radley. Ponga, he accelerates. He saw Jennings and liked his chances, but Swali'i helped the veteran out, defending the Newcastle skipper. Now Tuala. Cogger for Gagai. Up to the halfway. Radley the tackler. Hastings first receiver plays to Kai Pearce-Paul.
There's a great tackle there from Brandon Smith. Not only big contact, he tackled the ball. So there's no chance of an offload.
Driving through the tackle though, Pearce-Paul. Now a kick by Hastings. Again, there's no one really. Oh, juggled by Manu, he took it. They can't really get any of these catches one-on-one with any of the Roosters' back men at the moment. Probably not close enough for those attacking kicks as they might like. We're inside the final 10. There's a triple century for Joey.
These are outside backs tonight, in particular Manu, Tupou and Suali'i, and a great job coming out of trouble. Saw the metre readies there, Suali'i's 160 metres coming out of trouble.
Oh, Keary pressured. Is it a knock on? No.
Well, he's lucky he didn't hurt himself here, Keary. We saw a real nasty one on the weekend with Lachlan Ilias in New South Wales. Cut Marju.
Now this has given Newcastle a little energy.
Here's Keary kicking on the wrong side of the ruck.
Yeah.
For a right footer.
It comes to Bradman Best. Best versus Jennings. Swali'i, good shot. Strong tackle. 8.5 to play. They've got to find a try here in the next set or two, you'd think. Leo Thompson back to the middle. Played to Crossland. It goes to Elliott. He brings Cogger back underneath. Oh dear. Pearce-Paul drops it. Fairly comfortable pass, and Jennings is going to scurry further upfield.
It looked like they had something building there. Cogger, he just fired that pass way too hard into Pearce-Paul. Just had to have softer hands.
Yeah, it wasn't a torpedo pass. That was just a standard pass. Rocketed through him. Look at this. Fired it. Just the way the Knights are attacked, that they like to get to a point and open the field up and play. But without Kalen Ponga coming around on those sweep lines, it's nowhere near as effective.
Angus has dropped. He knocked it back in the air. Well, Thompson's there scrapping.
I think they'll challenge this one.
When he knocks it the second time and he moves past the point, no, you've lost your challenge, mate.
Oh,
there's
lost
no
it.
challenge.
Well, they've got to score this set, Newcastle.
You see this drop ball here from Crichton. Couldn't quite see on that angle. It looked backwards the whole time.
Well, if the one at Brookvale last week was backwards, and surely that was. Another great crowd, particularly on a Thursday night in Newcastle. Can the Knights produce something special? He's been good, Smith.
Well, where Kalen Ponga has found the most space, Joey, in the first half was when they shifted from this position here around midfield.
Yeah.
When they lined up on a play ball around the post like this.
Here's Ponga now. They just backtrack and give themselves enough time.
That's what they got to get. They got to give him more opportunities like that.
Gee, they dearly love another set of 6, wouldn't they? The Roosters disciplined pretty good so far. Elliott held by Collins, centre of the 30-metre line. 2 plays left on the set. The clock ticks down. Cogger, Best, covered. Off the boot of Jack Cogger. It bounced off Leo Thompson. Back to Joey Manu, and he weaves between traffic and gets as far as his 30. He's had a blinder.
Well, he's caught the ball nearly on his 10-metre line there. Plenty of Newcastle jerseys around him, and he's just gone another 20 metres. Unbelievable. What a game he's had, mate.
He hasn't been far behind Angus Crichton. He has been so strong on that left side.
So Tedesco and Walker will be enjoying watching this performance by the Roosters. They'll slot back into this team next week. This is a really good effort from them to be so undermanned and to acquit themselves in this manner in Newcastle. 5 minutes to play. It's an 8-point margin.
Well, they've only got a few opportunities left with the football, the Knights. They might get 2 more sets after this one. They've just got to throw caution to the wind.
Hastings with a run from dummy half. Played to Jaden Bailey. Through the hands of Elliott and Cogger. Now Lucas, can he get the pass away? You've got to give it. He's tackled just over the halfway. He had 2 men outside of him. I've got to find something from somewhere. A kick and hope from Cogger. Gaggai's coming through. There's a knock on. There'll be 6 more.
Here we go.
Got to score here. If they can jag a try in the next couple of plays, there is hope for Newcastle. It goes to Hastings. Shuffled away to Bradman Best. Butcher around the legs. Jennings there to help. 6 metres away. Brayley. Hastings. Crossland nearly threw one in a pass. Elliott for the post.
Oh!
Yes! A try to Adam Elliott. And there is hope for Newcastle in the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, nice play by the Knights. A little bit of difference. The late offload from Fernie's Crosland is the competition for the ball goes off Daniel Tupou. Well done, Dane Gagai, getting down and competing. Harvey Norman replay. And then got Best some ball. And then the ball will come wide. Fernie's Crosland, dummy, gets through. An offload, Adam Elliott. Good speed for a forward. And he gets under the post. Something, Knights.
Yeah, it was just a little bit of a gap there in the defence.
I'm off.
Here we go.
You don't have to go before this one.
22-20 now.
It's all good. Time your run, fellas.
Brad Fittler.
Yeah, just on the goal kick, Dane Gagai. We saw one from the sideline, a beautiful strike, but this one was smart. He had it all set up. Straight after the try in the last 5 minutes, the ref calls time off, so they have a quick look at it up in the bunker. And when he turned it on, he literally took a couple of seconds off the clock. They now got 3 minutes and 10 seconds to win this game, the Knights.
All right, well, they'll get this use, maybe one more. The fans are still continuing to pressure the Roosters, and maybe a little bit of subtle pressure on the referee as well. Can they get out of this area of the park? Gagai. Now try scorer Elliott, 10 out from the halfway line. Brayley, Crossland, and now Cogger, bodies in motion for Newcastle, but he couldn't get the ball out wider.
Last tackle, Luke.
2.5 left. Back for Hastings. Rips it up in the air. And Swaliti takes it comfortably, and look at this for a rebound. All the way beyond the 30, he's still bouncing off defence. He's near his 40-metre line.
Oh, that's disappointing. That's exactly where Hastings kicked the ball from. When you're down by 2, you can't afford to have a poor kick chase like that.
Maria Hargreaves, they'll get one more use. They're going to have to go the length, though. Oh, cross! That is some tackle. And Smith didn't fall from dummy half, so a couple of excellent back-to-back tackles by Crossland. Keary can't find the touchline. Picked up by Tuala. Now Kalen Ponga from outside his 10. Ponga! He has gone through! Kalen to the halfway. He stepped inside Amano. He had no one with him.
Where's the support?
Gee, that's close to a penalty, isn't it? The markers weren't square either. They go left. It's with Hastings. He's looking for someone. He's run out of room. He's run out of support. One last throw at the stumps. Kai Pearce-Paul goes one out. Crossland. Away to Jack Cogger. Ponga joining in. Back on the inside. Gagai tackled brilliantly. 2 more plays. The Knights trying to jag it at the death. Cogger to Elliott. Elliott now. Elliott's into space. He needed someone to pass it to. They would have got over untouched. Brayley can't find the in goal, and Newcastle, they had every chance there.
Where is the support play? Ponga went through. No one there. Adam Elliott was there. No support.
Well,
that's not the kick. That's not the kick.
The ball needed to go to the right, through the hands. There was space back towards the post for the Knights. Look, it's been a brave effort. What a win for the Roosters, though. That may be a chance gone begging for the Newcastle Knights.
Yeah. We thought they were going to score twice on that last set, and they couldn't find the support. Ponga, he sparked it from his own 10-metre line, nearly got them right up the other end for the match winner, but the Roosters hang on for a 2-point win.